actually looking at the profiles I'm reading.
Okay.
We are seeing you now, and
We are
we're seeing the
seeing you
group.
live.
No, I'm not. I know I'm not disturbed by that. I'm just telling you that this observation he made before, I didn't know about it. So at least the technical crew is on ground and they will address that.
Okay.
All right. Next on the list of distinguished panelists and resource persons is Madam Blessing Ngozi Osakwe Ogo. She is sitting in for the zonal director, Madam Ife Okolue, who unavoidably could not participate at this time because of exigencies of her office. Mrs. Blessing Ngozi Osakwe Ogo is a distinguished chartered accountant and chartered forensic examiner with over 3 decades of experience in both public and private sectors. She currently serves as Deputy Director at the Nigerian Shippers Council, overseeing multi-billion naira PPP projects, managing the Cargo Defense Fund, and driving internal control reforms. Mrs. Osakwe Ogo holds advanced degrees in project management and marketing, and she is completing her PhD in project management. An accomplished mentor and finance expert, her work has been instrumental in strengthening accountability frameworks within maritime logistics and national infrastructure. She's also the national first vice chairperson of the Society of Women Accountants of Nigeria. Welcome to the webinar, Madam Osakwe Ogo. Apparently, she's not with us. And
good evening, everybody. I'm here.
Okay. Oh, very good. Thank you. Thank God. Thank you. Welcome.
Fidelis, you haven't been able to cite me.
No,
good evening,
like
everybody.
I said earlier, yeah,
you're welcome, madam. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I can't show my
profile. That's why.
It's a pleasure to have
Sorry,
you.
I can't show my picture because I'm already ready for bed.
No, hello, madam. It's understood.
I'm already ready for bed. I go to bed very early. By 8:30, I'm dozing because I wake up around 2, 3 to start doing the things I want to do.
Wow.
So, like Fidelis has said, I'll be representing my boss, who is the zonal coordinator, Nigerian Post Authority for South-South. She'll be having a very short from today. She has been busy, and that continues till tomorrow. So she asked me to stand in for her. What we'll be talking about tomorrow is we'll be talking about how far
hold on, madam. Let me just finish with the profile introductions, and we will start taking it one after the other, because right now we want to tailor this activity or this exercise to suit what will happen tomorrow. So we will take it in the order that we have shared on with all the panelists and everybody, all the stakeholders here. You got the copies of it, and that's what we're following at this time. So we will give you the time to make your own maybe brief overview, and before you make your presentation and all that, an explanation as you see fit. But let me just finish the profile reading and go with that flow, if you don't mind.
No problem.
All right. So next, thank you very much for joining us. Next on this list is Engineer Chief Chris Chukura. Introducing Engineer Chief Chris Chukura, FNSE, FNIM, FNIPROCE, KSM, FFSD. I may not go through this list of whatever on that day. I'm just saying it just for now, but tomorrow I may just end at FNSE for all intents and purposes. He's the president of the Chukwuemeka Chukura Green Energy Foundation, a veteran environmental advocate. He champions climate change mitigation, renewable energy, and sustainability through grassroots action and thought leadership. His initiatives include the Journal of Total Quality Environment and Green Energy, and a pioneering anthology of climate change poems featuring young Nigerian voices. A former director at Michael Okpara University of Agriculture and special advisor on projects. He has led landmark environmental programs from mass tree planting across Delta State to establishing a center of projects development. Honored as the 2024 State Environmentalist of the Year, Engineer Chief Chukura continues to inspire public and institutional engagement on sustainable development. You are welcome, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much, DG. I appreciate your brief summary, and I look forward to further interaction. We welcome all the guests and speakers. Good evening, all.
All right. Good evening, sir. Thank you for joining us.
The pleasure.
So the last but not the least on our list of distinguished panelists is Deacon Okezi Odugula. Deacon Okezi Odugula is Deputy Director and External Partnership Liaison at the Center of Sustainable Development, Federal University of Petroleum Resources, EFRU, a renowned environmentalist. He is also the founder of EISED and Lubumba Grandson Ventures, both active in environmental consultancy and advocacy. He has led pioneering climate projects in the Niger Delta, including the Isoko Afforestation Project and the ongoing Isoko Eco Green Initiative. He facilitated Isoko South local government areas' historic entry into ICLEI for sustainability and co-founded the Niger Delta Environmental Surveillance Agency with United Nations Environmental Program. Deacon Odugala serves on several civic platforms and is currently pursuing postgraduate studies at the University of Cambridge. He is an ordained deacon, author, and public commentator on environmental governance. You're welcome, sir.
Good evening, sirs.
Okay.
It's a pleasure being here, and I'd like to commend Cossccima for this laudable webinar that is geared towards sustainable development of the region. I really look forward to this partnership and deepening this conversation. Thank you to all the leaders in the and thank you to all participants. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Welcome. So, for all intents and purposes, we have at least four or five of the key panelists we here with us. We have tried on several occasions to reach out to NIMASA. Unfortunately, they cannot attend at this time. So we will proceed and progress with our program as we have articulated in the panel brief. We now at this time will give the ECM representative, Mr. Nelson Obude, the opportunity to dig into the subtopic. Okay. Sorry. Okay, to dig into the subtopic of, or to present your slides, sorry, to present your slides, please. We would like you to present your slides and whatever other contributions you want to make within the time frame that we're given, so that we can then go into attend to other presenters and also take Q&A. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you, moderator.
If you want the technical people to assist in sharing your slides, please indicate so that, or if you can share it yourself, please go ahead. Which
I
one would you
think
prefer?
I'll feel more comfortable. Yes, they have done that.
I think they're sharing it already.
All right.
So
please.
Let me just start by acknowledging all the distinguished panelists and their esteemed attendees, ladies and gentlemen. It is a profound honor to share with you today at this crucial webinar on unlocking the blue economy for the South-South development strategies for 2025. Like we all know, my name is Nelson Owaifo Ovude. I'm the General Manager, ECM Terminal. At ECM, we recognize that our mandate extends beyond the traditional confine of port logistics. We are deeply committed to fostering sustainable blue economy in Nigerian South-South region, aligning our operation with both national policies and global goals like Sustainable Development Goal 14, Life Below Water. In the following slide, I will share ECM reflections and effort in this vital journey. We will delve into how we are integrating sustainability into our operation. The key intention, however, and the challenges that we are facing. So let me just quickly rush through the slides since this is a test run and all. In ECM Terminal, catalyzing the sustainable blue economy in the South-South is what we are trying to do. Slide 2. Empowering the South-South blue economy through sustainable port operations. Our commitment, aligning with Nigerian Blue Economy Policy 2024 to 2034 to foster economic prosperity and environmental stewardship. ECM role in building resilient and sustainable port infrastructure is crucial for regional development.
Sorry, ECM.
Yes.
Observation. Yeah. You need to remove your hands from your face when you're doing it.
Okay. Highlighting contribution to the SDG 8, decent work and economic growth, and the SDG 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. We may have to move to the other slide.
Just say next slide. Just say next slide.
Next slide. Okay, next slide. It shows some of the equipment that we use in our terminal. That is not what we're looking at. Please flip over to the other slide. Technical, okay, please, you can go ahead, flip over to the other slide too. Most of the concrete action that we carry out in ECM is driving sustainability, community impact, community and environmental focus. Community shorelines cleanups, collaborative effort with MPA, local fishing cooperative, NGOs to reduce plastic waste and raise awareness about marine pollution. Next slide, please. Mangrove restoration is one other area that we're focusing on. Piloting eco-partnership with Environmental Research Institute for mangrove restoration near the Calabar Port Channel, a vital step for ecosystem health and coastal protection. Next slide. Human capital development. The Workforce Development Program, youth-focused technical apprenticeship in logistics and marine safety, building essential human capital for the blue economy. That is one of the major areas that we have been, working on, and we've been able to register a lot of success in that. Next slide. In the area of community support, we have carried out a series of renovation work, especially for the health center in the community that we are operating in, provision of community hall, and job opportunity for community and the indigenes, construction and renovation of school facility, sponsorship of vocational skill training, scholarship for the orphans, and provision of palliative during the last COVID-19 experience. These are some of the corporate social responsibility that we extend to the community that we are operating in. Can you move that? Okay, you are there already. The green port practices. Operational eco-efficiency, enhanced vessel scheduling to reduce the emissions, operational support for e-documentation to minimize paper usage, and energy conservation protocol for port equipments. Connect SDG 12 responsibility, consumption and production, and SDG 13 climate action. Can we just keep this? This is the operational co-efficiency and all the core operations that we're carrying out. Yes.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Don't worry.
I don't feel there is need to break down that. That was why I said we should just skip that.
Go ahead,
okay.
Sir.
Sustainability and integration, procedural, participatory, and overcoming hurdles. Our dual approach to integration is procedural digitizing key operations and collaborating with original equipment manufacturers to transition to cleaner cargo handling and machinery. Participatory, engaging local stakeholders to ensure port development and community priorities and environmental safeguards. These are not the things that we do on our own. We collaborate with other, professionals in order to be able to achieve all this. Major challenges. As terminal operators, we have series of challenges that we are facing, which we hope that in no time it will be addressed by the government and all. The first being policy and financing gap. The significant lack of tailored policy incentives and sustainability linking finance community hinders long-term green infrastructure. This is a crucial barrier to unlocking the blue economy. If you don't have sustainable policy on financing and all, it will be difficult for one to achieve all those challenges. Then a major issue again is the limited channels that we have. We have a lot of people that intend to do business with us, but they are being limited by the channel that we have in Calabar. Unlike what you have in Lagos and all, that's not what we are experiencing here. We have a limited channel that makes it impossible to have bigger vessel calling in our terminal. But we believe that once federal government look towards this in the area of dredging and all, I believe that issue will be addressed. And good thing, we have just got a feeler that the port management is looking towards that direction, because we heard that the Calabar Channel management will commence their bathymetric survey in no time. So once that one is done, we believe what will happen next will be the dredging. We are hopeful to see that happen. Stakeholder coordination is another challenges that we'll be having. It becomes very challenging coordinating various stakeholders, including government bodies, customers, local community, to ensure they buy into supporting the sustainability of the initiative that we have. High capital investment. Significant investment is required for sustainable technologies. It's not easy, having technology that can help in the reduction of energy consumption and emission and waste and all. There are professionals that do this. We can only, succeed in that area by engaging with them, which we have been doing. And we are hopeful that by the time we seal up some of the deals that we are coming up with, we'll be able to close that area. But for now, it's a huge challenge to us. Public awareness and support. The need for state government support is one other area. It may surprise you to know that even the state government in Calabar, a lot of them don't really know what is going on in the terminal. I was shocked in a forum when one of the government officials came with, made a statement that Calabar Port is moribund. Meanwhile, we have operation going on there and we are paying our taxes. So I begin to wonder if that person has ever taken it upon himself to pay a visit to the terminal for him to see what is going on there. But we believe that once enough awareness is created within the government sector, they can even act as a pressure group to help us to actualize most challenges that we are having. Fishing community equally have their own problem that they bring into our operational area. Sometimes they don't observe the boundary that they ought to have within the channel and where they are supposed to carry out their trade. You find them sometimes, fishing along the channel where a vessel is supposed to pass through. That is not right, So all these are some of the things that we are trying to bring to their notice for them to know their boundary when it comes to carrying out their own, job along the channel. Our strategic roadmap towards resilient and prosperous blue economy strategy imperative for 2025 and beyond. We are looking at integrated sustainability, deeply embedding sustainability principle into all aspects of port modernization and expansion, strengthening partnership, fostering robust academic industry collaboration to drive innovation and research in blue economic solutions, leveraging on PPP models, actively exploring public-private partnership model like we are currently having as Samina operator, which is develop operator system currently in place with MPA to enhance blue logistic and infrastructure, attract private sector expertise, financing, and innovation. This is crucial for unlocking the full potential of blue economy, within our region. Expanding blue logistics, engaging in active discussion with organizations for fishery businesses, signaling diversification and enhanced performance in blue logistics and service delivery. Advocacy for policy change. Collaborating through chambers of commerce and platforms like this webinar to co-create viable pathways and advocate for tailored policy, incentive, and sustainability-linked financing, I think is the way to go in achieving most of the things that we are looking out for. Strategic imperative continuation, ECM commitment, progressive and practical, purposeful in our journey towards sustainable blue economy in the South-South, connecting the SDG, emphasizing SDG 17, partnership for the goals, and SDG 13, climate action as a core to future strategies. These are what I believe will help us in ensuring a sustainable blue economy for the South-South region. Thank you for listening. God bless you all. That's all.
Hello.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That was wonderful. Thank you, sir.
So, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for that very, very incisive presentation that you made just now. So that said, we want to welcome Mr. Hamad Wanka to also make his presentation. Mr. Wanka, the floor is yours.
I hope he's still with us.
Hello, Mr. Wanka.
I don't think he's still with us, so I can't find his name on the list again.
Okay. Maybe he's having connectivity issues. Okay, so
let me try and put a call across to him.
You just put your phone on mute.
Yes.
Put your phone on your.
I will do that.
All right.
My system on mute. I will do that.
Okay. So in his place, we want to encourage Madam Cossccima Ogo to make her presentation. I don't know if you were able to send the slides across, but if not,
I will send it after this time. I will send it. I'm trying to abridge it, so I will send it to you as soon as I'm done.
Okay. Well, can you speak to the?
Good evening once more, everybody. Yeah. Good evening once more, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, I am here representing my boss. Thank you very much, sir. I'm here representing my boss, Mrs. Ifi Okolue, who is the zonal coordinator for South-South Zonal Coordinating Office of Nigerian Shippers Council. She's unavoidably absent because she has other engagement. I am Mrs. Blessing Osakwe Ogo, the Warri Port Officer. So for this webinar, Unlocking the Blue Economy for South-South Development Strategies for 2025, Shippers Council has been asked to talk on how it is supporting inland logistics and reducing costs for exporters in the South-South, and also to look at how policy changes what the kind of policy changes we will recommend to enhance blue trade facilitation. So we want to say that Nigerian Shippers Council has put several strategies in place, to initiate the South-South zone to support inland logistics and reduce costs for exporters in the following areas. One is the development of IDPs and BTAs. We know what IDPs are. These are like bringing the ports, the marine ports nearer to the hinterlands and the land countries. While when we talk about VTA, we are talking about finding a resting place for longer distance travelers, especially the truckers, the trailers, and the heavy duty truck. Instead of taking the whole lot of the journey, causing fatigue, causing accidents, and endangering the lives of other road users, Shippers Council has been facilitated and helping in developing vehicle transit areas where they can break their journeys. Give them a resting place, secure their goods also. And in these places, with the IDP and the BTAs, we have been able to kind of bring a development, helping the shippers to make their trades a lot easier, or to make their trades a lot easier. While these VTAs and especially the IDPs are found mostly in the northern, the three operational ones are in the northern parts of the country. We will also want to emphasize that even though they are located in the northern parts of the countries, their use or their importance is not only to those in the northern part, but to everybody, especially those of us in the South-South. Because when you import your goods, you have an option of determining where you want your goods to be cleared. So a shipper who wants to take his ship, or who has his market or her market in the northern part of the country, might decide to have his good cleared in the northern part of the country where you have the IDPs located. So the South-South also benefit from this infrastructure. The next thing we have also done is the revitalization of the rail. Not long ago, we had a MOU with Nigerian Railway Corporation to be able to revitalize the lines connecting the IDPs and the seaport. And we know what this means. Cheaper transportation, easier evacuation of goods out of the port. And when you do this, you save a lot of cost for the shipper. There will be no handling, the demurrage will be reduced because the goods will be evacuated as soon as they land in the shops, in the port. Like I said, it will reduce the demurrage and the congestion. We also, the NSC acknowledges the efficient rail connectivity that it eases port congestion, reducing demurrage charges and transit delays, which directly cuts exporters' costs. Another one is another thing we've done in that direction is economic regulation and tariff control. NSC regulates tariffs and charges across logistics chain by monitoring freight rates and negotiating with service providers, ensuring that service fees match service rendered. We also were about introducing what we call port pricing index. And what does this mean? We develop a benchmark tool, to increase transparency. By this, we compare costs regionally and without arbitrary charges, helping exporters negotiate fairer service rates. Another thing we've done, and we are currently doing, is regulatory enforcement and dispute resolution. Tariff standards dilation, NSC has harmonized the nomenclature of charges and tariffs and provides clear guidelines to present prevent arbitrary cost increase. For complaints resolution, Council's dispute resolution framework addresses expressive local charges, fees, container deposits, non-refundable fees, and etc., often saving exporters significant sum. Then for currency dollarization, de-dollarization, and automation, we are also doing something effectively in this direction to make sure that shippers are not charged, using in dollars when the services rendered are in this country, are in Naira. Another way of making sure that also that shippers save costs. Then automation and port services. NSC appear to be heading digital registration and port procedures to minimize delays, paperwork, friction, and related cost benefit to exporters via faster clearance. The impact of this to the South-South exporters is that it lowers transport costs. Rail and inland depot systems significantly reduce per unit cargo transport fee. Another thing it will also do for the Southerners is that there will be a faster turnaround. Decongesting the ports and digital systems mean quicker turnaround time, lowering demurrage and inventory holding costs. And fair services charges too, through regulatory transparency and active dispute mechanism, we prevent arbitrary or excessive fee charges. In a nutshell, what we do in this direction in trying to revitalize the infrastructure is that building established inland logistic facilities, IDPs and VTA, reviving rail connectivity to link hinterlands and parts cost effectively, regulating tariffs apparently and providing dispute resolution capacity, and etc. Well, in terms of policy changes, the Council will recommend to enhance blue trade economy. We are looking at taking it from the angle of full automation and national single window. Automation of port procedures, including cargo documentation and customs, moving away from manual interventions to a seamless digital workflow. And then strengthening the national single window to integrate all agencies and reduce human interface points, speed clearance, and eliminate bureaucratic delays. Another thing we are also looking at in that direction is infrastructure and intermodal connectivity, expanding the rail link to major seaports and IDPs to improve evacuation efficiency and reduce dwell time. Also to scale batch operations, leveraging Nigerian waterways and fully implement the Coastal and Inland Shipping Act, the Cabotage Act, to enable cost-effective movement. Then commission more deep sea ports and IDPs to accommodate larger vessels, decongest existing ports, and bring exports closer to producers. This is crucial for South-South region, especially the Warri ports in particular. Another thing we are also looking at in this direction to aid the working of the blue economy is the regulatory and the tariff reforms. Regulation and tariff reform to implement a transparent port pricing index to benchmark fees and discourage arbitrary levies. Harmonize tariffs and eliminate exceptional congestion charges to align Nigerian shipping costs with regional standards and standardized procedures via a one-stop shop regulatory regime to simplify clearance and reduce multiple checkpoints along trade corridors. Governance, integrity, and dispute resolution. We are also recommending that adopting a grievance mechanism and action integrity align with best practices to combat corruption and bribery delays. Then to strengthen alternative dispute resolution framework and merchant law, ensuring fast, low-cost settlement of port disputes. Enact updated NSC legislation to clearly define its role as a port economic regulator, bring its mandate in line with modern maritime trade realities, and then regional and international alignment, deepen ECOWAS cooperation on tariff consistency, port charges, and streamline processes to support regional trade flows. To support after implementation by coordinating policies and streamlining export-import procedures across regional borders. Then enlarge international bodies like IMO, UNCTAD, WCO, WTO, etc., and pursue bilateral partnerships. In summary, by enacting this policy reform, NSC aims to reduce cargo dwell time and freight costs, enhance modal efficiencies across sea, rail, and inland waterways, boost transparency and eliminate rate friction, elevate Nigeria's strategic position in regional and global maritime trade. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Osakwe-Ogo, for that very insightful presentation you made on behalf of the Nigerian Shippers Council. We'll give our feedback on all the presentations made at the end of this program. But one thing we would like to let our panelists know is that in presenting, maybe tomorrow, try and consider that a lot of people may not totally be involved in this thing. So we may have to number one, speak to your presentation, and number two, draw out the salient points and maybe say one or two things that will captivate the audience. So having said that, we will give Engineer Christopher Chukura the opportunity to make his presentation, and we want to encourage that he makes it brief, so that we can at least one thing we've identified is that the technically these presentations are going smoothly so far. So Chief Engineer Christopher Chukura, please by all means speak to the theme as briefly as you can. You can do a better job tomorrow, but for now, let's try and be brief. We'll give. Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, DG of Cossccima. I appreciate all the I appreciate all the fellows in attendance and the speakers. I've enjoyed the papers so far. My paper has been sent to you this evening so that the technical crew can do justice to them, so that tomorrow, as I'm speaking, they will be presenting. As I'm presenting, they will be bringing out the slides. What I've done essentially on ports, infrastructure, and opportunity for the private sector. That's the topic for our focus. I've identified there are 5 major ports in the South-South. The oldest is the Calabar. I'm happy our man of the ECM terminal has made his point. And my takeaway there is that low drought and the prospect of increasing the depth as a drought that will enable higher ships with higher weight to come in. If that is done, that Asian port will be on and running again. But now it looks like they're confined to crude oil and related services. The second bigger port is on the Old Port Harcourt port. Now you also have the Akwa Ibom deep sea port. Then you have the Warri Cocoa port, and then you have the Benin Gelegele port. I've identified these points. I observed that most of them have a very old equipment and have very low, highly low capacity utilization. And in order for them to benefit from the emerging blue economy we have in Nigeria and engage opportunities for private sector participation, I propose a 10-point strategy, 10-point strategy to enable the private sector have opportunities to benefit mutually with the government and other stakeholders. The first point is to recognize that the Nigerian blue economy policy is really robust, although there may be gaps there, but the way it has been articulated is encouraging with various action points that also emphasizes sustainability. The 10-year policy plan should be well utilized by all stakeholders in this, our environment of chambers of commerce and industry. Having said that, number two is that from the 10 years, the various stakeholders, ministry, department, agency, and the private sector should do their master plan and strategic plans. Strategic plans, 2-3 years, master plan, they have 5-7 years. So that within the 10-year span of the national policy on marine and blue economy, these plans will be rolled out and used to benefit the private sector, used to provide procurement opportunity for the private sector to bid, especially for the modernization of these ports and for improvement of their infrastructure in concessioning and in deployment of BOT, build, operate, and transfer, or build, own, and transfer. That is the number 2 point. Number 3 point is that the private sector should also push so that government should establish model coastal communities that are sustainably friendly for the environment, especially the six coastal towns in the six coastal states of South should identify a community in the coastal area near the Atlantic where they will model as an eco-marine tourism point that will attract investors, tourists, and thereby making the towns a point that will be models for ecotourism. The old communities in the sea line, Atlantic sea line, the 500 kilometers of this south-south, some of the old towns there, they have fishing, agricultural, they have other industries that need to be upgraded. Each of these old industry, private sector should show interest and send proposal to the relevant state government so that these governments can partner with the private sector to get these old towns with existing way of life to be more environmentally friendly and to help in stopping pollutions, in particular on the seashore, in the oceans, especially plastic pollution. In this connection, some of the old industries in the seaport, which I can remember clearly, is the Ogarafe Nigerian ship company at Ogarafe. We used to move from Epoma in those days to Ogara to do what? To buy shrimps. Very good rates, very fresh. So such companies, they're moribund now. The private sector opportunity for revitalizing those companies are there. And if we look around the various coastlines, we'll find that there are various needs. And therefore, there is for private sector with the various community and governments and agencies to do what we normally call need assessment, so that the various coastline community needs can be properly met, and relevant government agencies will now advertise either locally, nationally, or internationally for people to bid for those identified works and services and projects. And finally, the Gelegu port identified should be a green port. It is the most recent port, and therefore opportunity for making it the really green port as a model is therefore important. It has not been completed, but it could be reversed. Some of the facilities that could be reversed to bring the most modern ones there, since they're almost coming afresh. And in doing so, also, there should be connection to dry ports. Gelege port should be used, the Benin port should be used to decongest part of tin can paper ports, so that non-oil goods and services, goods in particular, non-oil coming to Southeast and South-South in particular, should come there, since it looks like our ports in Port Harcourt, Cocoa, and Warri and Calabar are mostly confined to oil products. There may be some small percentage of other non-oil goods, but let Gelegu Port serve as a springboard to enable non-oil goods come. And when they come, there should now be a dry port from Gelegu to Ondo, that is Ore. And then between Abo and Umunede, we can easily do a dry port there, and that will make life easy for people of the South-South, especially Asaba, going through Port Harcourt and Calabar. And in particular, I want to put on record that our governor, Udaga, in those days had a policy of non-oil, data beyond oil. He constructed a Warri Uyeli stroke Asaba Express through Kwale. The road is now virtually completed. The idea is that Warri and Cocoa Port should be an opener of what I just said about Gelege, so that ports, those ports can serve also for non-oil, and then bring other non-oil goods down to the South-South and Southeast, and thereby the market there will be expanded for private sector participation and private sector opportunities. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief, for that very insightful NGO perspective to the blue economy and to the theme of unlocking the opportunities and the possibilities in the South-South strategies for 2025. It's very, very articulate. Thank you, sir. We'll give our feedback and summary on all the presentations, but for now, let us go straight to Deacon Oguluga to make his presentation. I hope I pronounced this name correctly.
Yeah, good evening once again. Odugala Okeze Deacon.
Okay, sorry, Odugala.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
I want to say thank you once more. For us at the Federal University of Petroleum Resources, FUPRE, Center for Sustainable Development, that came into existence in September 2021, is that the conversation around fossil fuel and climate change issues, I don't want to belabor us with that conversation. The world is transiting, and a lot of identification of fossil fuel has contributed so much to environmental pollution. So you wonder, the only Federal University of Petroleum Resources that came out of the agitation of this region, and that was established in year 2017, and the sixth in the first in Africa and the sixth petroleum university in the world, deciding to set up a Center for Sustainable Development in year 2021 is because, like Chief just mentioned, looking beyond oil, the conversation should not just even the school of thought that says that fossil fuel economy would go pari passu renewable energy. We must begin to do things in a way that we make our environment sustainable. And so the Ogoni report by United Nations Environment Program gives the whole picture of what has been and what is still the situation in the region, the Niger Delta region. So I like to say that the blue economy that we're talking about, that is a new area, has been with us as much as the petroleum fossil fuel economy. And the effect of the petroleum economy has seriously devastated the blue economy. That today we still talk about loss of aquatic resources, pollutions because of oil exploration activities. But we cannot bemoan what has happened. It is for us as a people in the region to begin to rewrite our narrative in a positive light. And so what you've just done with this webinar, I want to commend again Cossccima, because over the years, the BRICS Commission, the partnership between the BRICS Commission should have been more robust than what it is. And so that there are people, because the complaint has been the despoliation is the livelihood of our people. Farming and fishing has been devastated. The Ogoni report clearly stated, and that is the whole situation, the entire situation in the Niger Delta region. So I like to say that at FUPRE, Center for Sustainable Development, we're implementing the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and the African Agenda 2063, the Sustainable Development Agenda of the African Union. We have, when we started with the FUPRE annual roundtable on sustainable development. We have done the last series was the fourth roundtable, and we looked at partnerships against crude oil theft and vandalization of pipeline and illegal mining, because we believe too that this is also deepening, the devastation of floras and faunas, endangering lives. Now we have started postgraduate programs in sustainability, postgraduate program in energy transition, postgraduate program in community development, master's program in project management and sustainable development, and a postgraduate diploma in sustainable development. In these whole programs, we have embedded in these programs the blue economy, because the blue economy is with us and we need to sustain it. If we don't act fast, what has happened in the petroleum economy, the aggression, the restiveness will still happen in the blue economy. So that's why I said we must create a new narrative where community must be an integral part of what we do in the blue economy. They must be carried along. We must create the advocacy, the sensitization, and the ownership for them. Political will is another big problem, where we do a lot of talking in this climb without walking the talk. And I believe that this time around, we must take it to the community. And that's what we're doing at university. At the center, we'll say, taking the community to the center, the university, and taking the university to the community. So I like to say that leaving no one behind, which is the vision of sustainable development, should be an integral part of the blue economy in the South-South region. There must be a collaboration between all the stakeholders, mostly the maritime stakeholders. There have been so much multiplicity of different bodies who are doing almost the same thing and doing it in different ministries, agencies, and commissions, and they are not bonded. So you have issues of transparency and accountability. Lastly, I'd like to say that the issues of security are very germane, because when the poverty level of the people, they will resort to self-help. And that's what has happened in the restiveness in the region, the Niger area, over petroleum resources, where people today are doing illegal bunkering. So the blue economy, what are the infiltration of external forces who may come to the region who are security threat to the blue economy. A strategy must be in place that must be community driven to ensure that we protect the region for infiltration. So that what is happening in the Lake Chad region should not play back in the South region. And lastly, I'd like to say that the blue economy has a lot of potentials, both in biotechnology, aquaculture, fisheries, tourism, but mostly renewable energy. Today, we're talking about blue hydrogen and green hydrogen. And I think it's an area we must deepen and see how we can use it to create a lot of resources and a lot of sustainability for the South region. I'd like to say these are highlights. Tomorrow, we'll deepen this conversation and see that we work together, partnering for the sustainable development of not just the Niger Delta region, but our country and the globe. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Deacon, for your presentation. What I would want to encourage, because going forward, is that when next you are doing the presentation, put your mobile device in a stationary position, because when you shake and bring it close to your face like that, it doesn't look very professional.
Oh, sorry about that. It's not dead, yes.
No problem, Deacon. So just put it like in a stationary, like a stand or something, so that
yes.
The audience can capture your visuals very well. It's good for the optics, it's good for the audience and all that. Having said that, thank you so much for your presentation. Thank you for drawing out the need for communities to be actively involved in, developing the strategies to grow our blue economy. If they are not carried along, of course, like you said, hostilities may arise, and things that happened in the oil economy can also happen in the blue economy. Thank you for drawing that out. Please make your presentation available, so that we can get ready to present it tomorrow.
Thank you.
Is that okay? They can make your presentation available so that we can speak to it tomorrow. I like the fact that you also spoke to the theme. Thank you very much. So I think the final person we will entertain, if he's with us now, is the representative for MPA.
I've been trying to reach him. I don't know, Mr. Wanka. I've been trying to reach him. His phone rang out without him picking up. I don't really know what the issues are. So
that's very strange.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe he went to pray. So I don't know. I don't really.
All right, no problem. Very quickly, and I will also try to reach him after this dry run.
Okay.
We commend all the contributions made by everyone, and we encourage that whatever you can do to tweak what you have presented before tomorrow, please go ahead to tweak it. I also want to let us know that I've been getting messages from even people from Ghana wanting to participate in this webinar. I just got a message like that just about an hour ago. So it's going to be attended by the international audience. So the tweaking in your presentation, maybe you may not do anything, but at least say something that may speak to their own interest in partnering with Nigeria in the blue economy. Yes. If it's just one line or two lines, that will be okay. So having said that, I want to give the chance for Christabel to engage the panelists with one question each. It's in our panelist brief. So I'm sure these are questions that our panelists are capable of responding to. So Christabel, if you're with us and you can hear me, look at the panel, whatever, excluding MPA, because they're not here now. So please throw your questions at the panelists so that they can give their rehearsed responses against tomorrow. Hello, Christabel, you're there?
I don't think she's okay. She's with us.
Yes, I am. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and the panelists. Thank you for honoring our this program. My name is My name is Mrs. Christabel Ndobisi. I am a member of the Cossccima Blue Economy, and I'm of the Calabar Chamber of Commerce. I haven't listened to each and every one of the panelists, and you have answered. I think you have given straight answer to some of the questions, that is of concern to us, because the theme of this topic is actually very crucial to our economic development of the South, very crucial for our economic emancipation, and it's very crucial for our sustainability. Having noted that, and your impacts in your different organization is of very great importance for our economic growth and for the actualization of the values and the expectations of the blue economy as it relates to the South. Be that said, I would like to direct this question to ECM Terminal, the operators of the Calabar ports. Sir, Mr. Nelson,
Yes.
You're welcome. I haven't listened to your presentation. I would like you to throw more light on how ECM is integrating sustainability into its operations, and what are the biggest challenges you face as a private terminal operator. And I also would like you to know whether there are ongoing proposed PPP models eminent in Calabar to enhance blue logistics and infrastructural development. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so very much for the question. Like you know, as terminal operators, we are here to generate revenue for the federal government. That's the basic thing that we do as terminal operators. And aside that, we are here to ensure that we make provision, in line with sustainable development goal. We make provision for the community that we are doing our business in by providing various corporate social responsibility for them and all that. Aside the fact that we are here to do business and we are here to generate revenue for the federal government, we also make sure that we bring in some development into the various, into the community that we are in by all manners of corporate social responsibility, like, in the area of engagement of youths, we carry out renovation of health centers to take care of community. We even went to the extent of developing schools. But one thing I really want to point out here, aside the fact that we are here to ensure that we contribute, to the economic sustainability of the federal government through trade facilitation, we equally have some challenges that we are facing as a terminal operator. You might be wondering why people choose to go to, the Western port, to do business rather than coming, to the Eastern port. And one funny thing about the whole situation is the fact that most of our businessmen are located in the East, but yet they will go to the West. The question is not far-fetched. We have challenges of the channel that we are operating in, and that one has limited us to a great extent that we can't bring in most of the vessel that we intend to have in here. We have been reaching out to so many stakeholders that wish to do business with us, but they will always tell you that, look, we would love to have our vessel come all the way from China to Calabar, but the challenge is the draft limitation. So these are some of the things that has really limited us to some extent, and we are hopeful that the federal government will need to look inward and try and see how they can come to our aid. Because it's so funny, you might be surprised to note that when this current administration was inaugurated, during the inauguration of this president, his speech, he made a profound statement concerning the dredging of Calabar Channel. 2 years down the line, nothing has been done. Though we have not relented, we have been putting pressure on NPA, though NPA, even they are limited, because when it comes to the issue of dredging of the channel, it falls under the purview of FEC, Federal Executive Council. They are the one that give, the permission for that to do. Is beyond even the Honorable Minister, is beyond the MD of Nigerian Ports Authority. So we have our own way of reaching out to the federal government, because we know the only way that we can ensure sustainability of whatever we are having right here is to ensure that most of these gaps are addressed. So those are the things that we are looking out for and we are working on. Like the consigning the PPP that you talked about. What we have here that we are operating is lease, develop, and operate, because we actually lease the terminal that we're operating on from the Nigerian Ports Authority. We are carrying out huge development to ensure that it's in line with our dream of, bringing innovative ideas into, the terminal. So I think this is all that we have been doing, and we want to ensure that we continue, adding more value into all that we are doing, just to make sure that we are in line with this, with the Blue Economic Initiative that I've just started this year. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for throwing much in-depth insight into what EcoMarine is doing in terms of the PPP, in terms of the CSR, and in terms of creating more value and making sure that there are more to the ports, there are more utilization, more functionalities to the port. Thank you very much for throwing more in-depth and also throwing out the constraint that is, challenging the full utilization of the terminal you're operating. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
At this point, I would like also to bring to the question our representative from Nigerian Shippers Council. Good evening, ma'am. Is Shipper Council here?
It appears.
She said she go to bed early.
Yeah.
So this is
exactly.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, please. Okay. The next one. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I'm here to bring to Dr. Chukwura. Thank you so much, sir, for pulling out.
I'm here. I put myself on mute.
Back.
I put myself on mute. I'm here.
Okay, madam.
I muted myself.
Thank you for not going to bed early today.
Thank God, I can see you're so passionate about this. He had earlier told us that you go to bed very early, but I can see what passion can do. Thank you so much for being committed to Cossccima. As you just know, Cossccima is
I'm typing so that I'll stay awake.
Yes. As you know, Cossccima is a coalition of the South-South Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines, and Agriculture. And it is our utmost desire to make the blue economy, which we are so endowed with a resource in and around us, to make it work for us and for our people. So be that said, ma'am, could you please let us know in very short statements what policies changes would you recommend to ensure that this blue economy works very perfectly for our trade facilitation in the South-South?
Thank you very much. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I being heard?
Yes, you are. Go ahead, ma'am. You have the floor.
To have a seamless trade facilitation in the South-South. And from the Shippers Council angle, I would think that the first thing to do is automation of processes and procedures. You know, because when you automate processes and procedures, is going to, these are in terms of documentations and customs checking. By the time you automate all these processes, is going to, and move them away from manual intervention. You know, it will give a seamless digital workflow. What that means is that cargo turnaround or turnarounds, both cargo or ship or whatever turnaround you have in the ports will drastically reduced, and that will also reduce cost in the sense that demurrage will no longer be paid, handling costs will reduce, and so many charges that importers and exporters normally pay for their cargoes overstaying in the port will be reduced. Again, also we are talking about strengthening the national single window. You know, this will make this will integrate all agencies to reduce as much as possible human interface, you know, at every point, and this will also speed up clearance and eliminate red tapeism and bureaucratic delays in the port processing. And yes, we again expanding the rail links. Like when I was doing my presentation, I had earlier talked on the IDPs and the VTA. You see, these are the transport infrastructure located at the hinterland, you know, far away from the seaport. So what we are saying that if there is a multimodal or intermodal link, to make sure that as the goods land in the ports and they're clear, that they're taken off by rail to the to where these IDPs are located, it will also go a long way in reducing cost, you know, cost of doing business. And then the barge operations too. I didn't quite get what the person that was speaking from the Calabar angle was saying about mostly the traders are from the east or the southeast, but you now see them coming all the way to Lagos to clear their goods. You know, with barge operations too, I don't see why somebody should go by road, like from Onitsha, go by road all the way to Lagos to come and clear his good, and then go back, causing a lot of havoc, you know, on the road. If we strengthen the barge system, and the ports are also working, somebody from Onitsha, an importer from Onitsha, can easily use barge, you know, and come down this area, even from Calabar or even from Warren, and then take their goods through the coastal line. You know, that's another, if policies in that direction are also strengthened, it will go a long way to reduce costs. You know, then somebody has said it, and I'm repeating it again, deep sea ports. You know, I'm in Warri presently, and I tell you, it's not palatable because the shippers there, Mr. Ondo is one of them, are crying like hell, you know, while they have to go all the way to Lagos to clear their goods. But if policies are put in place to make sure the ports in the Warri Axis are put in use, you know, dredged. The other day, I went on a courtesy visit to MPA. I don't know what MPA person is there, and we were told that they have actually dredged this thing from what to now 16.2 this thing, but we still told them it can only take flat bottom ships. They can go deep, and they gave so many reasons why they cannot go beyond that. So if they are like one of the reasons they gave is that the pipelines that pass through there, where they are to dredge for, it is going to cost a lot of the federal government will lose a lot of money. You know, I try to use my accounting intuition to tell how much do they think that people are losing now. The country is losing, the shippers are losing now by going all the way, by not allowing this ports to work, and what they will lose temporarily if this dredging, if these pipelines are suspended for even 6 months, and get the ports working, and everybody will be happy for it. So it all depends on policies again. If things can be put in place to make all these things work, I think it will be a win-win situation for everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for throwing more insights. Thank you very much, Ma, from the Shippers Council for bringing up a lot of strategies, policies that can enhance actually our trade facilitation in the blue economy in the South Side, especially the barge operations. I think with some policy that is very important for trade facilitation and cost control. Using barge to navigate the waterways, whether people like Lima and also the Massa, in terms of security of assets in the waterways, can be highly utilized. Thank you very much for that, more insight in that direction. My next question, please, we go to Engineer Chukwura. Engineer Chukwura, sir, you did throw more light on the strategies that we at the Cossccima, which is the coalition of the Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines, and Agriculture, we are looking to make sure we have a robust maritime community. Everybody knows what it looks like. A community in the maritime area is actually flamboyant. But when you come to our own environment, the kind of real estate or the kind of habitation that takes place in our communities in the waterways are not something to behold. So, sir, we'd like you to throw more light on how this infrastructure can work together with the private sector using on a PPP model to bring to light these are communities and make tourism, which is one resource that so many coastal communities leverage on, that we can be able to also leverage on that opportunity to grow our resources, build capacity, and bring wealth to our region. Sir, could you please throw more light in this direction? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, moderator and DG. I appreciate previous speakers. My question and focus now is on how do we, in building the coastal cities or coastal towns, new and old, involve the private sector to make sure that the communities are sustainable livelihood. That is what I call it, sustainable livelihood. First, there must be resilience in those communities before the new intervention. Before now, floods, coastal water flooding, their water is salty. So there must be a way of making sure that they survive the existing regime of environment. Then, having said that, to give them support for alternative livelihood for these communities, we must design them as models for ecotourism. Like I say, we are privileged to have the 6 states in the South having to anchor on the Atlantic Ocean, over 583 kilometers. And I'm saying that the states, the federal government, and the communities, the Chamber of Commerce, a kind of collaboration and partnership with them, amongst them, can do the trick And that means a very thorough needs assessment of each of these old as dominated and new model coast cities where ecotourism will be the focus, making them tourist destination. You know, Ocean View, beaches are there, you know, high points of cultural aqua points are there. There are some fish that you have not even seen in the hinterland, but there's a various coastal communities that have this type of marine species and serious development of aquaculture. You know, some people see it as a bourgeois pastime. In the homes of many people in Europe, you know, fish, you know, fish, not pond, fish in a glass ball, moving, and you know something.
Aquariums.
Aquarium. That's it. You know, one of the things I learned when I was growing up is that if you want to live long, get an aquarium in your environment. When you see a fish moving, it stimulates that there is life, and life is put into you. So if you want to live long, go to an eco-tourist community that is in view in our discussion. Not only in Nigeria, but anywhere along the coastline of the whole of West Africa, from Senegal to Ghana to Gambia to even Togo, Benin. And they're talking about these eco-tourists. There are some, you know, communities already existing. That example, I think Banana Island in Lagos is an example. They are now doing in the River Niger here, waterfront in Asaba. Right on the Niger, a new piece of land is being developed so that people who build there will be seeing the Niger and will be seen to be sitting on the Niger. I'm talking about Asaba now. Along the Bonny is a good example. I think Finima comes to that. Finima is a big intervention of where the LNG intervened and provided a completely new environment. But whether they're still keeping it as healthy as in those days. I remember Kinkan Island, there used to be a staff quarters there for MPA staff. It was novel, brand new city that was to serve as staff quarters for MPA staffers who are working in the rural and the Kinkan Island. So by serious collaboration and partnership between the state, federal, and the coastal community. And let me say, for example, oil companies who are working in those focados, they should make sure that people there survive by creating resilience in them and also beef up the communities, at least provide the basic water and light and highlight some of the historical and the cultural tourism points of those cities and the particular type of fish that are native to this new proposed and old coastal environment. Thank you. Hello.
Thank you very much, Engineer Chukura. Thank you very much, Engineer Chukura, for that expository on harnessing our coastal line for ecotourism and for aquaculture. Thank you very much. We really appreciate these insights. And as the chamber, we will look for ways and opportunities to be able to find collaborators in this direction. Thank you very much one more time.
Thank you very much. God bless.
All right. The last question, I would like to put it to the Fulbright professor of the University of Petroleum. Sir, as an institution of learning and a center of excellence, I know that capacity building is one thing that we must deliberately be seen to impact in our region, because the limit of their capacity is the limit of their ability. And as a university posed with such responsibility, sir, I would like you to throw more light on what are the innovations in terms of research, in terms of expository, in terms of opportunities that are so many, that are so inherent in our region. Possibly the species of fish, the minerals in our water beds, the coral reefs, the endowment under the sea that possibly we have not come to terms with, but that are there for us to be able to harness, used as a platform to be able to leverage on harnessing our own unique environment. Sir, what do you think were such innovations that your institution is looking to involve with or have already done that you can bring to light in this conversation, that we can leverage on it as the South-South region to be able to build our capacities in this blue economy? Thank you very much, sir. Hello, sir.
Is he?
Hello.
Is he still with us?
Is he still with us?
Wow. Deacon. Okay. He's not. Okay, he's there. He's not.
Is he there?
He's not.
He's not there again. I don't think he's there.
He's not. He's not.
Okay.
So that's not a problem. So maybe we'll reach out to him later. I think at this stage, the most important things we have tried to do in this dry run is establish the technicalities and you know, the line of engagement in the program. And I'm very grateful that we have found out those things out. So I know that many of us now are tired because it's late and all that. But if you notice, we started by around 8, and we're ending at about 9:47, which is less than the duration we actually budgeted for or planned for the program. You know, so not to keep us, I want to first of all appreciate Ambassador Christabel in WC for coming in at this time, you know, to help us ask the question. But before that, I want to appreciate all the panelists, in particular our president, who the Coalition of Chamber of Commerce Presidents, Honorable Idutumi Komonibo, whose vision we are building on to see that our blue economy is not just a byword, but a reality in terms of partnerships and strategies to growing our economy. And also our chairman of the Blue Economy Trade Group, Doctor, I like to call it, Nelson Uwaifo Obude, who also has been a very strong backbone of this process. So having said that, on the dry run, what we would like to suggest for tomorrow's event is own your presentation. Be very mindful of the time. I can see that David Etim is with us. You know, welcome, David Etim, Dr. David Etim.
My brother, thank you. Sorry I'm joining so late, but I had a few other engagements that were impromptu, really, which I had to attend to. Business engagements, really.
No
Sorry
problem.
about that. Sorry for joining late. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening to the house.
You are welcome, David.
Oh, good evening.
All right. So that said, a few things, observations that we should take notice of. Tomorrow after introductions and all that, we will also talk about housekeeping, because now we're going to be open to a larger audience who will want to ask questions or have a feel of experts' opinion on whatever it is or whatever issues they are having in the blue economy. So we're hoping that this is something that we can all speak to when the time comes for Q&A. So once again, I want to encourage panelists, use a live video. YouTube is being used to also record this, not just Zoom. This thing is going to be on YouTube forever. That means your great-grandchildren will be seeing this thing. Once they click on YouTube, they'll be seeing on a day such as this, a group of people who are ambassadors of the blue economy spoke on certain topical issues and ignited responses or activities or reforms in that area. So please, your video must be stable. Your appearance too, you must look very, very good, because you are an ambassador. The president and the chairman have graciously agreed that all the panelists will be given special certificates by Cossccima, so that in the future we'll be referring to you as Cossccima Blue Economist, or Blue Economist Ambassador for Cossccima. So the certificate is going to be worked on and sent to you to your email or through your email, soft copy. So having said that, the participants audiences will also get their own certificate of participation. That's a way of promoting the association, but also getting the participants to feel that they are part of something that is very real. The blue economy is bigger than the land economy or the green economy or whatever we want to call it. We're 70% covered by water. The riches in the sea already just by that analogy is 70%. So sorry?
The brown economy is on.
Okay, the brown economy. So we are too rich. We are too rich to be struggling. So having said that, on behalf of the president, the chairman, and all of us in Cossccima, we want to thank the likes of Mr. Hamad Yakubu Wanka, who unfortunately did not finish up with us, and he wasn't able to give his own presentation. We hope that by tomorrow he'll be ready to do so. Want to also appreciate Deacon. Okay, in fact, let me start again. Want to appreciate Blue Economist Mr. Ahmad Yakubu Wanka, Blue Economist Deacon Okezi Odugula, Blue Economist, our chairman, Mr. Nelson Owaifo Obude, Blue Economist, Madam Blessing Ngozi Osakwe Ogo. Obviously, we're going to have to give 2 certificates because you are here representing somebody else. So we want to show her that we appreciate her letting you talk with us. Then Blue Economist, the daddy of the green economy himself, Engineer Chief Chris C. Chukura. We thank you for your contributions. You have really at least spoken like a true environmentalist whom you are. And we know that there's a wealth of knowledge that you still have. But God willing, we are partnering in this. We're all in this together. We're still going to have our 2nd edition as time permits us in the near future. Our prayer is that this one we're doing now, tomorrow, will be successful. It will get steam. It will give room for partnerships. It will give room for networking. And it will give room for a wholesome blue economy. I also want to appreciate with all my heart Ambassador, or should I say Blue Economist Christabel Ndubisi. I mean, it wasn't easy for her because she had issues with her mobile, but she was able to join and she leveled up. I want to appreciate you very much. So God willing, tomorrow we're going to do a deeper dive into this, and God willing, we'll get positive outcomes from this webinar going forward. Thank you very much. I don't know if our chairman wants to say something, or he has already dropped. Okay, he's there.
No, I just, you have done it all now. I just want to appreciate everyone for being here. We're actually looking forward to a successful program tomorrow. I think I was even expecting you to remind everyone of the time, which should be 10 o'clock, you know.
10,
so
yeah, sorry about that.
Ideally, we should be well seated before that time, you know, maybe 10 minutes to the time.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Yeah, we should be ready and be good to go for them. So let me just say thank you, everyone, for coming. And we pray that God will grant us the grace to experience a wonderful section tomorrow. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. This is recorded, so we will share the recording so that if you want to...
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, how many minutes? You didn't tell us how many minutes each person gets.
Yeah, the time frame.
How many minutes each person will talk?
I think I sent that, but 7 minutes, less than 7 minutes is okay.
7 minutes each.
Less than 7 minutes, you know, so that you can do justice to your presentation and all that. Remember the theme. Remember your theme, your presentation should key with the theme, sustainability and all that. So 7 minutes is what we're looking at. Your visual, your appearance too, should be worthy of an ambassador of the blue economy. So
another question, please.
Go ahead.
Another question.
Go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Go ahead, sir.
Hello.
We can hear you, sir.
The issue of the script that we have sent to the technical team, how are we going to make sure that they have it ready for us before 10 a.m. tomorrow?
I will be following up with the technical team this night and tomorrow. You know, it came late, so that's why we could not present it. But tomorrow, God willing, by 9 o'clock, you should get feedback from us. 9 o'clock, God willing.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Yeah. You're welcome, sir. So that said, President, Chairman, and other blue economists, we want to thank you for taking this time. To me, it's a well-spent 2.5 hours or more, almost 3 hours anyway. And we hope to do better tomorrow, right? So we will send information that should help in this discussion going forward. Thank you very much once again.
God bless you.
And have a great night.
All right.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Night, everybody.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.